Good afternoon. Welcome to the Virtual Media Center for the LPGA Drive-On Championship presented by Volvic at Golden Ocala. If you can please keep your mic muted. Then if you have a question, please comment in the chat function and I will call on you when we open it up for questions. We are joined now by 2020 LPGA Drive-On Championship and Reynolds Lake Oconee champion and the current number 37 in the Rolex Women's World Golf Rankings, Ewing. Allie, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, when you hear the words LPGA Drive-On Championship and Reynolds Lake Oconee champion, how good does that sound? Still.
Yeah, it still sounds pretty cool. And obviously I saw a couple of the highlights that the LPGA posted last night with the re-showing of the tournament. So obviously it brings back great memories, and hopefully I can channel some of that good play that I had that week for this week.
So the replays aren't just for fans; they're for players too.
Yeah, I mean, I think any player that can draw some confidence off of some shots that they hit, or pull back some good memories, it's always good for your golf game, and to relive certain shots and just draw some positive feedback from it's really good.
Absolutely. Well, what do you remember from your first win on the LPGA Tour last October?
Well, I remember it was my birthday. Remember my family was there, mom and dad, and just being at a golf course that was kind of close to Mississippi, one of our closest tournaments that we have. Being a Mississippi resident, it's just a lot of fun to kind of win in the South, get that first win, and it's just been an unbelievable confidence booster for me, and just kind of trusting that the process that I've had since a junior golfer, college golfer, has actually paid off in achieving, one of my goals in winning on the LPGA.
Absolutely. Just to see how the LPGA Tour Drive-On campaign has blossomed over the last 2 years, to where sponsors like Volvic are picking up and calling Mike Wan and wanting to associate with an LPGA Drive-On Championship event.
Mm-hmm.
What is it like to see from a player's perspective, the meaning that the LPGA brand and how it has taken off, and especially what it means to you?
Yeah, I think it's awesome, and obviously the Drive-On Championship for me is always going to be a special one, but I think just the message that the LPGA is trying to send with that campaign, I think it's reaching far beyond golf, and but to use our platform as the LPGA Tour to reach the younger generation, or even kids who are just constantly being reminded to drive on, whether you have maybe a deficit or a setback in life, maybe you have type 1 diabetes, maybe you have something in your life. It's just a reminder to drive on in life and in golf.
Steve?
Yeah, Allie, you mentioned you are one of those who suffer from type 1 diabetes. And can you talk about the low points at which you thought, man, I don't know if I should be doing this anymore, and how you fought through those moments?
Yeah, I mean, when I found out right after I got my tour card from Symetra Tour, the overwhelming feeling for me when my doctor called, it just felt like, how am I gonna actually overcome this? And I'm just now getting started on the LPGA. So for me specifically, it was kind of like an oh no moment. But in reality, doctors, technology has advanced so far in the type 1 diabetes community that if you really take care of yourself, there's so many things that are out there for you to be able to manage it. And I mean, it's not my fault that I have it, but it's something that I have to take care of. And I had a doctor put that in perspective for me. It was like, it's not your fault that you have a type 1 diabetes, but it is your problem that you have to take care of now. So that was kind of a huge eye-opener for me, and just knowing that it's an everyday battle, and some days are different than the others, just to manage it and stay on top of things.
We played this golf course several years ago, and it was different. It was a lot colder then. We had 50,000 fans out here. It was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
What do you remember about those times?
Well, I didn't play specifically this event in 2015. I remember watching it on TV a little bit. I've heard from a lot of girls how cold it was, and obviously the fans, but I think we can draw back even from 2019, just the familiarity of having fans and how nice it was and how nice it's going to be when we're able to get there, because we are going to get there. Mm-hmm. But it's just kind of, it's different right now. But I think it doesn't take away from a golf tournament. It doesn't take away from the passion that we have to play out here. And obviously having fans is it's just a different type of feeling, but still a lot of fun to tee it up every week and compete and to do what we love.
And we talked a little bit earlier about the way the schedule is going to be after the next break. But to have the first 3 events in Florida, it's kind of refreshing to start off with a nice Florida swing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's super refreshing, especially for me. I was in Mississippi when that winter storm hit, and I was stuck indoors for 5 or 6 days, and I was starting to get pretty anxious and feel pretty just not prepared at all for golf. Even though I played in the Diamond, but it still felt like it had been a while since I had competed. So it's great to be in Florida. For the most part, we can rely on pretty good weather. Obviously, we can have some showers, but temperatures we should be pretty good in Florida. So I love starting in Florida and getting on some familiar golf courses, familiar grass. For me, growing up, Bermuda is a big grass in my state. So it feels pretty comfortable here in Florida, and hopefully we can just have a good week this week.
The Aon Risk Reward Challenge hole this week is the par 5 12th. That's a tribute hole to Augusta National's par 5 13th.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, how awesome has it been to see the dedication of Aon to the LPGA Tour members with not only the prize money, but just their devotion to a winner at the end of the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think we saw the huge success that it was in 2019. Obviously, last year, Aon still stuck around, but we did things a little bit differently, not having the risk-reward hole, but just to kind of see a hole dedicated on the PGA Tour and the LPGA to play for an equal type of prize money. I think it's pretty cool, and for them to step up and even hang in last year during a pandemic and still now, still struggling, but it's a huge hole, and it's a fun hole because it replicates obviously a hole at Augusta.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be fun to see how we play it this week. And I know today we play the back tee, but they have a potential up tee for it. So it definitely presents its challenge, obviously with the water in front, the bunkers in the back. So we'll see how it plays.
You beat me to the second question. What does it play like? Obviously with the water, how do you approach it when you stepped on the tee today?
Yeah, today I had a really good drive, but I did want to go ahead and try to take a crack at the green, even though probably in a tournament round I probably would not have gone for it under the situation, but I tried to. Sometimes in practice rounds I try to get myself out of my comfort zone and hit shots that I might not normally hit, just in case the opportunity presents itself that I need to hit that shot. From the back tee, I could see how with the right wind, it might get downwind and then you can go for it with a comfortable yardage. But the back tee for me, I feel like I'm going to take a more, comfortable approach and have a wedge shot in. But the up tee, I definitely feel like it's going to be attainable to go for it.
Well, 2020 was a crazy year for everybody, but you got married last year to Charlie Ewing. He's the head coach of the women's golf team at Mississippi State University, where you are now an assistant coach as well. First of all, how's married life been? Second of all, how's the coaching gig?
Married life has been great. Things are getting really busy now, but it's been a lot of fun just to kind of step in and just be around the program. Obviously, still being in West Point and Starkville, but not as a volunteer. I was kind of around the program, but I didn't get super hands-on or anything like that. But Charlie asking me to be a volunteer right now. It's been a lot of fun being around the girls, and hopefully from their perspective, they can just see that they can learn a few things from me. But most of all, I just want them to feel comfortable and to ask me questions, and just to know that I'm just a normal person, and I do play on the LPGA, but as a whole, I want to be there for them throughout life, and for them to be able to lean on me as, kind of the coach's wife type of situation. So it's been fun. COVID's not been very good for us to kind of have them over and kind of entertain and kind of see them from that perspective. But it's been a lot of fun to just be at the golf course and, hit some shots with them, play a couple of rounds, and I'm going to be going to the Liz Murphy with him in a couple weeks and help him coach there. But I just love it. I'm happy to see him in a role that he loves, and he's going to do a great job with the program.
Have they had any of those moments where, wow, we have an LPGA Tour Pro here with us? Can you notice that at all with them?
A couple of times, but I feel like they've definitely warmed up to me, and I try not to give off any sort of intimidating factor, or just let them know that I'm really personable and but they've been really great. We've gotten to have a much better relationship, and I think a comfortability, which is really good.
This is a Solheim Cup and Olympics year. Obviously, Olympics postponed a year, so juts the two up together. You competed on Team USA for the Solheim Cup in 2019. How high on the priority list are those two events in your 2021 goals? And what will it take to achieve them? Is there a specific one that's at the top of your goals?
Solheim's definitely at the top for me. Competing in the last one and losing makes you definitely want to get back on the team. And that event was just super special. Anytime you get to represent your country, I think it's a huge privilege. It's an honor. And I'm gonna make I'm not necessarily gonna do anything different, but I feel like if I take care of what I can take care of and be me, and that's perfectly gonna be good enough to make the team. Now, there are a lot of great players that's making a push to make the team, and I know it's gonna take really solid golf from here until the team is selected to make it. But I feel like if I take care of what I'm supposed to take care of, I should have a really good chance to be on that team.
Absolutely. Last one we have for you before we let you out of here. March is Women's History Month, so in honor of that, take your time, think about it.
Okay.
Which woman outside of your family, can be in golf, doesn't have to be in golf, which woman outside of your family inspires you and why?
It's a tough question because my mom and my grandmothers would obviously be a great answer. I feel like there are so many women, specifically in the golf world, that paved a way. I don't know if I can put a name on anyone in general. And I'm just going to go against your question and say my mom.
Do it.
I'm just going to completely give my mom all the credit. She's definitely a huge inspiration to me. And just to see how she treats everyone and the life that she lives and how she loves others. It's just away from golf, like just one of the hugest privileges I have is to call her mom.
Is there any quote or mantra or saying that she's ever had to you growing up, or anything that's stuck with you over the years that you maybe carry on still today?
Nothing like just right in particular, but she always had the right things to say, whether it was a good round or a bad round. She always kept things in perspective. Sends me Bible verses, and just she's just always been a huge loving person, and she never meets a stranger. She's willing to smile, ask someone how they're doing. She could never have met the person. So I think just in that way, every day of my life, I hope to just bring a smile to people's faces, because even though COVID's happened, the people that I bump into on tour say, "When are we going to see your mom?" That's the type of mark that she makes on people, and I think it's really special.
Makes people remember her. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, thank you, Allie. Thank you for your time, and best of luck this week.
Thank y'all.
Get another Drive On championship win under your belt.
That'd be nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Allie.